being with us. You're watching The Big Story here on Mirror Now. My name is Apurva Sridhar. Today, we discuss a very important issue concerning every single person living in the National Capital Region. The issue surrounding the pollution, air pollution there, which is causing a lot of problems for every single person living here. As the season kicks in, we're looking at the air quality in the National Capital there deteriorating already, with many of the areas in the National Capital there reeling under poor to very poor air quality. Now, we're also looking at the Graded Response Action Plan, or the GRAP, which has already been activated from today to fight the pollution, which essentially means that there is going to be a ban on the generators and the open burning of waste, among several other measures that have been put in place under the Graded Response Action Plan to tackle the deteriorating air quality. Now, 50 teams have already been deployed on the streets of Delhi NCR by the Central Pollution Control Board to ensure the compliance of the rules that have been laid out. Meanwhile, we've been getting a lot of reactions also now coming in this regard. And remember, this coming at a time where we're looking at the air quality in the National Capital there at very poor level in several of the areas. Now, earlier in the day, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, in fact, launched a campaign which is called Red Light On, Gadi Off to tackle the pollution. Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, in fact, said that there are 1 crore vehicles that are registered in the national capital. And according to the experts, even if 10 lakh vehicles turn off the ignition at the red light and the traffic signals, that can reduce the pollution significantly. Listen into that reaction.
आज से हम कैंपेन शुरू कर रहे हैं, रेड लाइट ऑन, गाड़ी ऑफ। अगर 10 लाख व्हीकल्स भी सड़क के ऊपर रेड लाइट पे अपनी गाड़ी ऑफ करना शुरू कर दें, तो एक्सपर्ट्स ने मुझे कैलकुलेशन करके दी है कि साल में PM10 पोल्यूशन का वो होता है ना, PM10, वो 1.5 टन्स कम हो जाएगा और PM2.5 0.4 टन कम हो जाएगा।
We will now open this up for further discussion and understanding what can be done and the kind of solutions that can be formed, because this is every year that we struggle with the air quality, and it looks like the right to clean air in the national capital has actually become a luxury for the Delhiites. Let me go across to Richa Pandey Mishra, who's the spokesperson of the BJP Delhi, who's joining us on the broadcast. Also, Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, chairman of the Nephron Clinic, who's also joining us on the broadcast. Many thanks for joining us, and I'm also joined by Reena Gupta, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, who's also joining us on the broadcast. Many thanks for joining us. Let me first begin by going across to Reena Gupta, spokesperson of the AAP. Reena Gupta, this is extremely important because every year we try and understand how to find a solution. But there are a lot of aspects that needs to be highlighted here. While there is, of course, the greater issue of stubble burning at this point, to what extent are we looking at Delhi government's coordination with the other states? Because time and again, that remains to be a bigger concern of whether there is immense cooperation from all the states to tackle this issue collectively. All right, before I go across to Reena Gupta, we'll try and reconnect her line once again. Let me quickly go across to Richa Pandey Mishra, spokesperson of the BJP as well. Richa, tell us about the fact that we've been looking at the lack of coordination, which also seems to be a bigger problem there in dealing with this crisis at a collective level. Now, there have been a lot of concerns raised. Help us understand what is the level of coordination that we are expecting right now, and why is it that collectively the 3 states are not able to find a common solution to this problem?
Thank you so much for asking such an important question. First of all, we must understand that now that the GRAP is in action and EPCA is in action, they have taken control over the pollution. The respective players, which is the respective states, like the Delhi government, Punjab and Haryana government, UP government, etc., they have to take care of their role and they have to implement their part of the deal first properly. Instead of preaching and saying red light on and Gadi engine off, all these things, this is coming from a minister, a chief minister of a state who has no portfolio, and he is just preaching and has not done any work other than publicity. So if the respective states focus on their work and not on publicity, then we should have the intent first. Delhi government especially because I am spokesperson from Delhi BJP, I would like to say there is abject inaction on the part of Delhi government, because as you must have heard that only 4% pollution in Delhi is responsible because of stubble burning, and rest 96% of the pollution is responsible because of the local factors like unpaved roads, construction, demolition activities. And today itself, the CPCB teams, as you said when you opened your debate today, that 50 inspections were made, and yesterday itself we saw that 50,000 rupees, 50,000 challans, up to the amount of 50,000, they were implemented on the hotspots of Delhi government by CPCB. So on one hand, the willingness of Arvind Kejriwal ji and his team to counter pollution is under question. They are just merely doing publicity. They have not done any work in the last 1 year to counter pollution. And whatever they have been doing, and I would like to take each of the steps and talk about each of the steps in detail.
Okay.
They should first have the intent of doing the other, countering pollution, other than just doing publicity.
But Ms. Richa Mishra, there is also a larger concern. In fact, we've been looking at several reports coming in which also suggest, according to the CPCB, that yes, stubble burning is a major contributor. My bigger question to you is, why isn't the centre then looking into this? Why can't the centre perhaps fix accountability on the states which are not adhering to the norms, which are also not looking at the stubble burning? Why isn't the centre intervening then?
My friend, as I said earlier, Centre has already started this whole initiative. When the Supreme Court starts GRAP and start EPCA, then it means it is through the help of Centre only that all the states have been mandated to counter pollution. But the respective individual states have also a role to play. Centre can do. Central is a body that works through the states also, and in this particular case, Centre is doing what it can do. As I said, that CPCB is working, which is the Central Pollution Control Board. It is working. But what is the Delhi pollution? Where are the buses on the street? The chief minister is saying, turn off your engine. Arey Baba, we can turn off our engine, but why 10 lakh cars are there on the street? Where are the buses? No bus expansion, fleet expansion has taken place till now. So we have to do our duty first, other than becoming the preacher chief minister of India.
All right, Richa Mishra, stay with us at this point. Let me also go across to Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, chairman of the Nephron Clinic as well. Dr. Bagai, time and again, we've seen the blame game. We've seen the shifting of the blames between the political parties. But as the chairman of the Nephron Clinic, what is the long-term impact that we're looking every single year when we battle deteriorating air quality? What is the kind of impact that we're looking on the people, the vulnerable sections of the society?
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me on the show. I think this year is going to be a little bit more significant, primarily because we are battling COVID. And in this air pollution is going to increase the comorbidities. And we know that 61% of all deaths in India actually happen because of non-communicable diseases which are precipitated because of comorbidities. So what does pollution actually do? Pollution, in fact, affects short-term and long-term every body organ, right from the respiratory tract to cause asthma, wheezing, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, lung cancers, neurological defects, cardiac defects, precipitating heart attacks, precipitating hypertension, arrhythmias, gastrointestinal effects, skin disorders, ENT defects, ear infections, throat infections. It affects the pregnancies, the pregnant mothers. Pollution affects the unborn fetus, so the children may be born with huge amount of congenital abnormalities. The pollution contains not only gases and particulate matter, which we keep talking of PM 2.5 and 5 and so on. It contains free radicals and carcinogens like hydrofluorocarbons. So all these are going to have a long-term impact to suddenly see a huge burst of increase of cancers, hypertension, diabetes, obesities in the next 5 or 10 years.
Okay.
What I would like to actually mention is that this is pollution is not a political issue. Pollution is a collective social state center, everyone's responsibility. I think each person is carrying a burden for him or herself. This is a societal curse of over urbanization. It is in fact mentioned as one of the quotes that living normally and polluting the environment is more toxic for our planet than a nuclear war. We are causing great harm not only to the air but to the water subsequently and to the soil. We have to take very firm collective and collaborative decisions, and I think whichever state it may be, irrespective of which government is not complying, is not making things count, should be held accountable, and I think the Indian citizens demand this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, as you rightly pointed out, there has to be some level of accountability because at the end of the day, for people living in the national capital, it looks like the right to clean air is almost becoming like a luxury. But that's the larger question that really needs to be answered. Why, after so many years and at this era of technological advancements, are we not able to find a permanent solution to this? Let me quickly go across to Reena Gupta, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. Reena, there has been some measures that the Delhi government has taken. And yes, there is a collective responsibility of the citizens as well. But on the level of what the Delhi government must be doing, are we doing enough at this point? Why is there lack of coordination when it comes to the center, when it comes to the other states in finding a permanent solution to this crisis?
Nice state boundaries. The airshed of Delhi is around 300 kilometers. And according to various studies, 70% of the pollution which comes to Delhi actually originates from outside Delhi. And I'm really sorry to say that except for Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, I do not see any seriousness from any other states which are surrounding Delhi like Punjab, Haryana, UP and Rajasthan. Delhi is the only state which has shut down all its coal power plants. 10% of the pollution in Delhi originates from power plants. My question is to actually to BJP and everybody else who's on this program, I don't know who else is there, that why is it that all the power plants which are polluting, which have missed their deadlines of getting the new technology are not being closed? Delhi has closed its power plants. Delhi is the only state which has 24/7 electricity, and that is the reason there are no gensets in Delhi. Haryana is full of gensets. There are societies in Gurgaon and Faridabad that are not even connected to the grid. Can you imagine the amount of venom that is spewed in the air from the generators which run 24/7? Why did the center government not start the stubble burning management ahead of time? Now suddenly everybody is waking up and they are saying that that stubble burning is not causing pollution in Delhi. Please, last year the CPCB itself said that 44% of the pollution at this time of the year is because of stubble burning. Delhi government is the only government which has
but Reena Gupta, there are certain questions. All right, like Reena Gupta, there are certain questions right now that the Delhi government also needs to answer. There are a lot of questions, Reena Gupta, that the Delhi government also needs to answer in terms of are they waking up late as well and why are proactive measures not taken? Why has the public transport in Delhi not been made robust? Over the past several years, we've been looking at trying to add the DTC fleet. Why has that not been done to ease the vehicular movement on the road?
That's a very good question, and give me some time to answer it. We have been very, very serious about public transport, augmenting public transport in Delhi. Metro connectivity and the length of metro has been increased by thousands of kilometers. We've ordered thousands of buses. But again, to park the buses in Delhi, we need land. The central government does not give us land to park the buses in Delhi. So how do we go ahead and order more buses when we don't have place to park those buses? We are the only state which has launched the most progressive EV policy in the world because we want to take Delhi towards EV, and that is a really good solution. A city like Delhi, it is being recognized world over that cities like Delhi have to move more and more towards electric vehicles. Can you give me one example? You know, Delhi can do everything, and Delhi is doing everything. EPCA has recognized that Delhi is the only government out of the 4 governments which are part of EPCA that is doing something. Even the question of gensets, Delhi has gone ahead and passed the order that no more generators will be allowed in Delhi from 15th onwards. Why has Haryana not passed this order? That is my question. So if you keep stopping everything in Delhi, we are the only state that has banned all the bad polluting fuel. Whereas the industries in Haryana, Rajasthan, UP...
All right, Reena Gupta, I'm going to come back to you once again. Reena Gupta, because apart from this, there are several other questions that the Delhi government really needs to answer, and something that is there being playing at the minds of the people as well. We'll just come back to you in just a bit. Let me take that point across at this point to once again to Dr. Sanjeev Bagai. Dr. Bagai, while we are looking at the long-term impact, is this a problem that cannot be solved? Because every year when we see this problem, it is just aggravating and it is deteriorating further. Are we reaching a point where perhaps it's going to be irreversible and the damage would have already been done?
There are two parts to your question. First of all, can something be done? Yes, surely it can be done. I think a great deal depends upon the intent of all the governments, all the state governments, to have a collective action plan which needs to be enforced and implemented. With regards to the effect on the body, a lot of damage has already been done. Let's look at it. A lung of a so-called healthy Delhiite, is deteriorating 10 to 20 years much earlier than a person who's in hill stations and in less crowded and less polluted areas. I think what we need to do, apart from stopping the stubble burning and things, is we must have a very well-coordinated traffic management plan in Delhi. This is my suggestion and request. There is a lot of technology available which can synchronize the movement. We should get rid of road dust. Road dust is contributing 50% of Delhi pollution, likewise in any other metro all over the world. And more importantly is we need to start screening the Delhi population for long-term impact. I think that is extremely important. We always count mortality in terms of unfortunate deaths in the acute event, and we do not follow up on the morbidity. That means the long-term side effects, and patients can suffer and die many years later, but the effect is actually started now. So I think we need to act very, very strongly, very, very vigorously together. We can't allow this winter to be as bad as the previous winter. The simple reason is that we need to maintain social distancing. We know COVID is still there. It's going to remain this winter with us. We need to be extra cautious. Any comorbidity, that means any pre-existing or exaggerating ill effects on the health, is going to have a magnitudinal effect on the COVID mortality.
All right. Dr. Bagai, stay with us. Let me go across quickly to Richa Mishra as well right now. Richa, let's quickly now talk about a very important aspect of the stubble burning that we've been discussing. Now, a lot has been done on the part of the centre. They've acknowledged this. There have been multiple Supreme Court orders on this. But the larger question still remains in terms of the funds that have been spent by the centre in terms of bringing in the machines. There is a concern from the farmers that it is not cost effective and hence they are not able to use it. And there are several concerns that the farmers have said. That is the reason they're going for stubble burning. Is there lack of communication between the centre and the respective farmer organizations trying to understand and create awareness of the machines that has been brought in by the centre?
Very good question. And before I answer that, I would like to acknowledge what Dr. Sanjeev Bagaji just now said, that pollution in Delhi is a curse of urbanization and local accountability is 96%, which includes unpaved roads, dust, construction, demolition activities and all that. Now, coming back to my friend Reena ji from Aam Aadmi Party, she said Delhi government has done this and that and has gone to Mars and to the moon also, but still there is pollution in Delhi. I want to ask her that when she's saying that there is no place to park buses in Delhi, during Sheila Dikshit's tenure also buses were there, and now the buses have been, this is your second term, 6 years have passed and no new buses, no new bus fleets have been in action, or there is nothing on the road. So the preacher chief minister should not say red light on and Gadi off. He should say red light on or off, it should not
Richa
matter.
Mishra, if you can please
should have more bus
while
on
the blame game is not going to find us any solutions here. Richa Mishra, the blame game here is not going to find us any solution here, and that is precisely the whole problem, because every single time we have this conversation, there is a blame game from both the sides. If you can help us understand the centre's point of view, are we short of funds at this point in terms of the stubble management? Is it required more? Is there enough coordination with the farmers and trying to get them to use the machines and address their grievances?
Center is doing, and as I started my debate by saying that EPCA, which has been mandated by Supreme Court and with the help of Center, only then these things are being done.
All right.
It is not like Delhi government where you say, oh, we have the EV policy, but it is on the paper. 6 years have gone. Where is your EV? Is there any charging station also in Delhi? No.
All right.
And when you are saying the trees are planted, where are the trees? Not even a sapling.
All right, Richa Mishra, I'll have to interrupt you there. Of course, this is not leading us anywhere with the questions, and of course, the blame that is continuing. What we know right now is that the right to clean air in Delhi continues to remain a luxury, and I thank all my guests who are joining us on the broadcast and helping us understand, and also trying to understand if there is a solution in sight. That's all we have for you in this edition of The Big Story. We'll continue keeping a close watch on all of our developments. You can visit our website, mirrornownews.com, for all the news and updates. You can also follow us on our social media pages, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Telegram for all the informative news and videos.